Savage. Losing the savage ways is what's coming through. I'm going to see what this is about, who this is. It's so important to remember when you're tapping into your divine dark feminine or your divine dark masculine, it's actually not what is often projected, especially on like social media and, you know, that kind of thing. It's actually your ability to transmute the shadow within you that's triggered, that's coming to the surface, that's existing, pre-existing, right? It's not manipulation. It's not the bitch era or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's none of that. Maybe we've all had those things, right? But when you truly transmute into that dark, divine, feminine and masculine, you learn how to take action. Striking while the iron is hot. That's that divine, dark energy, right? That's the phoenix. So there's a very important discernment that needs to take place between understanding the wounded energy versus the darker energy. Okay. Oh my God, literally the moon. That's very giving that subconscious, you know, the psyche, what's going on beneath the surface. And you've got this yarn energy, which is a lot about complications. So it is that often somebody here, they used to take action, but it was from a very, their subconscious drivers were causing complications in their reality. There's detours, rethinking priorities, setbacks, that kind of thing, delays, right? So this is someone who probably is quite focused, you know that will to win, like hungry for the win kind of energy, but doing it in a way where there might be casualties along the process, you know? So it's kind of, it's actually a wounded energy, because when you're in that more divine energy, you'll be intentional with what you're doing, and whatever happens is you're less likely to create from a space of unconscious and processed wounds. Okay, something about artistic energies are important here. Okay, wow, this is an interesting message. Yeah, birds on the wire, gossip. You know, that's so funny, because I spoke about the bitch era, right? That gossipy, like, you know, secrets, talking behind your back energy, you know. But you have better things to do with that energy. You have better ways to transmute that, to do things that are more healthier for you, for your soul, you know. Yeah, this is what someone's coming out of now. This is why they're taking different actions. Stepping stones is process of arrival, step by step, baby steps. A massive spiritual growth has been taking place, because something here has brought the dark to light, that subconscious, this torch energy. I'm hearing somebody maybe heard the conversations, and I don't know, I think that maybe, you know, that kind of saying, if you will, that if someone's speaking to you about others in that way, then no doubt they're speaking to others about you in that way. Something like that's come through for a reason. Something about that. Number 4. Yeah, this is about being fully engaged now, forging ahead, liberation, standing up for truth, passion, justice, freedom, being bold, forging ahead with courage, okay? And that's what I mean by redirecting that energy, you know? Redirecting that energy. Such an interesting message. So much is, I think somebody wants to move towards something here with this forward movement, travel, green light, full speed ahead again, you know? They really want to strike while the iron's hot, full speed ahead, you know? Lots going on there, but the guidance here is hold on, slow down, because it's about a step-by-step process here, because before there's been a lot of complications because you weren't understanding the psyche that was taking place at the same time, right? Okay, white feather. So this is all about those beautiful signs and synchronicities that you're probably receiving. This is actually a card of reconciliation and forgiveness as well. Okay, so that could be important. It's freedom again. Freedom, peace, purity, leap of faith, protection. You might be seeing a lot of that signs, you know, feathers, and just, this is something that's divinely protected, whoever this is. Number 7, this is something that you had to heal through, a phase you had to go through to understand that layer of you, that level, that existence that you're able to tap into, you know, so you can transmute it. That's the whole point. I think this is probably why this energy of reconciliation and forgiveness is here, because I think you've had to learn how to rise above whatever it is in the past that caused this energy to disrupt whatever you now want to move back to. Okay, it's an encouraging sign though, especially with the unraveling, the complications, you know, making sense of them. Travel and movement could be really important for whoever this is for. Okay. Just laughing at the word savage. message to come through. Okay, this is truly about charting your own course now. Steering clear of the past ways that cause complications, really addressing what's taking place. No more negativity clouding your judgment. No more thinking something's there when you haven't even got the full picture clearly, you know. 15, exploring, freedom. Freedom's come out 3 times now in a row. I've said that. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Someone's liberating themselves, and I feel like it's the shackles of their own wounded energy. That savage. Shackles of the savage. They're freeing themselves. Self-determination, wisdom, mastery, expert, going places. Truly, movement. Guide. You're becoming a skillful master, you know, on your own journey. And you're being divinely guided and divinely protected. It's very important. You are. That's why it's about honouring that divine guidance, you know, for the highest good. Like I said, yeah, I knew this was going to come out, the third person. This isn't about doing any others wrong intentionally, you know. This third person energy's got this though. The wine here is about developing over time, like fine wine aging. So let's get another one. I think somebody's psyche was influenced by a lot of third people. Past, present, you know. You look at that, the karmic wheel of fortune was the feminine energy, whoever it is that they've moved them in this direction, even though they now want to steer back into reconciliation. I don't know how whoever this is, someone you're connected to, then I don't know how you'd feel about wanting this reconciliation, right? So we'll find out. It's coming out for a reason, you're watching for a reason, okay? Karmic cycle really needs to be closed out. Wow. Someone was really, I think someone, maybe they were, I'm going to say what's come through, maybe easily manipulated in terms of certain things that they were being told or whatever was taking place. Look at that heart. So what they wanted to follow, I don't know, there was still something preventing them from doing that. It's something to do with feminine energy, okay? Maybe even their internal feminine energy as well. But with that third person, I do think that something was truly complicated here that they've had to unravel themselves for a while. But I don't know why though. Yeah, look, creating absolute clouded views, obstacles, you know, indecision, uncertainty, misunderstandings, not even bothering to clear that up because of, okay, but now I've got the beautiful waterfall with that, so that's good. I think someone might have been told that they were in chasing energy. Why are you chasing or something? I think that they were just put in the direction away from actually clearing through something that needed to be cleared through. Hornet's nest, maybe if there was a, you know, felt like a hornet's nest, a volatile situation, that there was a lack of healthy communication, but somebody was directed by someone else, clearly, to avoid it instead of actually healing it. Finding this beautiful fulfillment, these tears of joy, this release, you know. I think that they were guided to kind of let this go, you know, so it's interesting. The interesting thing is them listening. There's a reason for that. You know, they hadn't addressed their own psyche. Truly, travel, movement is a big deal. Okay, you kind of could be away from like a distance, but someone's truly been traveling. I think that they've been expanding their mind. They were stuck in this environment, you know. There's something about enterprise here as well. Overseas. Okay. Vehicle could be important, a trip, an adventure, a vacation, with the wind. Oh, Gone with the Wind. That could be an important movie. First time I've heard that with that. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, so rekindling, okay, the bellows, number 33 as well. Fanning the flames. So somebody was fanning the flames here, just making somebody go in the opposite direction of where their heart was guiding them, right? So even if it wasn't going to, you know, progress, it was something that they still needed to deal with and handle and take accountability for and address, and they were guided not to do that by the people around them they listened to. Divine guidance is very different though. They've learned how to pay attention to that more clearly. So passion, get it going, effort required, a spark. Interesting. Ooh, look at that. Cycles, yeah, they've had some serious cycles to complete. Beautiful heart and mind energy, 31. So that compassionate wisdom, emotional intelligence, mindfulness, wholeness, integration, authentic decision making. Wow. This is really interesting. So they're gaining much better insight here. This is So this card specifies holistic insight. Okay, so somebody truly is understanding this third person influence, this feminine energy that was influencing them, this cycle that needs to be closed out, because they've finally been gaining a much more holistic insight here. They have this very romantic energy, you know. Sometimes it can be a bit fantasy. Why did I say fantastic? Yeah, fantasy, you know. So I think this is something that I've had to really find like the line with in between, you know, the boundaries within, and start to listen to themselves and understand there's a reason they're being pulled in their heart's direction. And this is about reaping what you sow as well, you know, commitment, you know. So there's clearly the cycle here, karmic closures as well that needs to be completed, agreements of the soul that needs to be closed out, and then another agreement can come through with that card, that reconciliation card. Clearly somebody feels like there's unfinished business here is what I'm hearing, because like I said, whoever this person is connected to, I'm not sure how they feel about this, you know. So let's find out. I wasn't going to take it, kind of just fell into my hand, but look at that at the bottom, the Celtic Knot. I wondered if this would come out. That is divine union, that's eternal love, legendary, that's divine energy, you know, unconditional love, love of lifetimes, enduring, right? Bottling up your emotions. I think someone was massively influenced by their environment, and I've said that a few times here. Okay, they've had to take some serious you time and learn the difference. They could be very well socially connected. Maybe they do turn to others for answers and guidance, but I think in this time they've been learning how to turn to themselves. Okay, so I'm going to take that. Ooh. That's the obstacles and sunrise, darker tones, better times ahead. Okay, yeah, there's an avalanche. Oh my god, another feminine. There's definitely something about feminine energies. More than one here, okay. Wow, okay, let's get some confirmation, because this is the avalanche, and this is all about that major force, that unexpected, that sudden. This is like power. It's power there, right? So I just want to confirm here, whoever this person is, let's get some clarity on them. Okay, so they've got the lovers on their mind here, the Gemini card. So this is about alignment. They've had to learn alignment. Got Leo card here as well. It's about 7 to 14 days, summertime as well. So that could be something important. And it could be that actually, let's find out what's happening with this person. Oh, okay, so they could be themselves a fixed sign actually. So they're very purpose driven here. They want to keep, they are very, you know, that first card, the anvil, they are very persistent, you know. So when they lock in on something, they want to keep forging ahead, okay? I think this is where there's been a total overhaul. Again, justice, Scorpio, Libra and Scorpio, justice and death cards, okay? So there's been a breakup and ending, okay? And this is why I think that this ending that someone's to come into reconciliation with, they just kept going on. They didn't, like I said, they didn't address this, so they kept going, kept moving forward. Maybe see there's something else, this third person energy that got in the mix, you know. Maybe they were already there though. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think this is what's helped them to transmute though, to understand connection better, themselves better. They had to understand that they were even capable of allowing external parties to even influence them in this way, okay? There's been a lot of patience here, endurance, for this alchemy to take place so that more harmony can be called in. Someone's been going through some serious ascensions, okay? What else? Yeah, they want to communicate, they do. The Magician, they want to create something new here. They want to kind of bring their thoughts into action, if you will, very quickly. They want to do this very speedily, and the other card did come through before. Cycles, karmic cycles, closures, duties, again, you know, the agreements. Wow, Saturn as well. Whoa, that was the Devil card, Capricorn. They've had some serious things to deal with, their shadow. Okay, what else? Okay, so this is about winter time as well. Pisces energy could be important here, winter time. And I think this is something that perhaps from Pisces season has really solidified in someone's mind that they've been trying to create into their reality. So the person they're connected to, not this third person, but this other person that wants to come through, this feminine energy. What's this divine feminine energies connection or energy here? Because clearly, like I said, I'm not sure how you'd feel about that reconciliation after what happened. Oh, so you've got the King of Fire and the King of Earth. Maybe this is someone who's connected to different people, but also you've got winter time here. Spring, spring could be going through your own rebirth. Oh my god, literally Judgment card, that's about rebirth. So this divine feminine energy might very well be going through her own rebirth period right now, which is beautiful, you know, rising up. Capricorn, within 7 days. Something's happening for this divine feminine. Divine feminine. Learn how to trust divine timing, surrender to divine. Wow. Timeless energy. She understands herself, her journey, her energy. Chariot. She wants to go full speed ahead with something though. Again, the devil. See how it's wanted to come out for both of these energies. It's kind of like a reminder, look, this still needs to be handled. Don't forget. Losing the savage is what came through. You know, that wounded energy versus that the divine dark energy within, where you transmute and you alchemize through the fires. Fire signs. Expect the unexpected. Okay. Divine feminine. What is the message for this beautiful divine feminine energy that is connected to this person that is clearly coming through? Okay, could be an earth sign, come out twice now. Very practical, grounded, but I think there's something for her that's been really stuck here. Hanged man as well, which is what's taught her how to trust in divine timing. Maybe she also is expecting something like there's some, I said unfinished business. I think that's a all around energy. All of you, both of you, believe that to be the case, okay? Oh my God, look at that, the Empress. So this is her period now. This is where that kind of energy comes through, where you get to make that decision now, how you're going to handle moving forward. This surrender is a beautiful divine feminine energy. Surrendering to divine, that is, you know. Learning how to take actions to get unstuck in on your own path, on your own journey, so you can truly plant the seeds that you need to create what you're here for, your purpose as well. And also something about this passionate energy, you know, learning how to love yourself with healthy boundaries. What that truly looks like, not just the wounded ways of the past where you thought you were loving yourself, but actually you were seeking external validation, trying to outsource or even just fill voids or avoid yourself, you know. None of that anymore. That's all come through for a reason. You've already been understanding yourself. Okay, wow, so this beautiful divine feminine energy. Okay, communication. Both of you have got communication here. It's developing anyway. Both of you have got some mental activity going on here for sure. I think that this divine feminine energy though is very aware of this. You know how I said that the masculine that's clearly coming through here is very can be a bit fantasy led. This is something divine feminine is very aware of and wary of. Okay, so you know it's not about being wary. It's just about having, you know, that in your awareness, yes, and understanding that different people have their ways. Healthy boundaries, clear communication from a loving space. You know, it's oh my gosh, okay, so you've got the Hanged Man, then you've got that card again about within 7 to 14 days, Leo card. Then we've got the Twin Flame cards, Prince of Fire, and then the Emperor. Let's see for your connection, this connecting energy, because clearly, what is your connection? As well, Twin Flames again at the bottom of the deck. You had a massive cycle that you brought to each other's attention, so clearly you've been clearing through cycles on an energetic level together. Wow, you two have a powerful, whatever your connection is, we'll see what happens moving forward, but there's been something, it's like you triggered each other, and if this is the case, Twin Flame, it makes sense, you triggered each other to close out some serious karmic cycles in your own journeys. And that's probably why there was, you know, an ending, so that you could do that in your own paths, before you could truly come into that beautiful lover's alignment energy, okay? So accomplishment, structure, time, I'm hearing like a reward. You're almost like each other's rewards, even though I don't think that was how you would feel right now listening to this. So it's interesting. Okay, your connection. I think the divine feminine wouldn't feel like that is what I'm getting. Virgo energy. Okay. Rebirth again, judgment. Autumn time, but also it's almost like this is a very it's almost like maybe it's been hanging in the balance, if you will, for longer than a year. And then you've got this card, which is all about endings. Mutable signs truly could be important here. So yes, about adapting as these cycles close out so the new ones can truly begin, and understanding that you're not taking that past version with you, but that with that world card, that energy, learning the lessons, right? Understanding where you've had the shedding process, that snake shedding its skin, you know, releasing. And that can be difficult because sometimes some patterns are habituated within your mind, within your heart, okay? But that's why that head and heart, that emotional intelligence, compassionate wisdom is coming through with yourself and with your situations around you, the people. Again, the Chariot, that's what's going to allow forward movement now after this period of being stuck, and something had to end here. And I think maybe it was Virgo season, or Virgo energy is really important for this, okay? Okay. This is your connection, don't forget. So Leo, strength, courage, confidence, willpower, and some kind of wisdom. It doesn't say willpower, wisdom, almost like someone has this ability to kind of persuade those around them, you know. Maybe that's what it feels like in this energy. You need to step into that for yourself and not just be easily swayed by your connection, you know. Stand in your power and your truth. That card keeps wanting to come through, 7 to 14 days. Springing into action. I feel like there is this energy of a new beginning that truly wants to come through. You know, maybe it feels like it's a bit of a positive surprise element to it, you know, rapid growth, fresh, fertile, you know. But I think there's something here about having that stability within you that's going to be truly important. Okay, we'll get one more. Looking at this waterfall as well, this release. It's no longer feeling this heaviness, this sudden, you know, I think look at the Capricorn devil energies. So for a long time, maybe you did feel like it's going to be this unexpected major force that comes at you, that's that unfinished business, you know, you want it to be this beautiful release, this emotional release, this fulfillment, letting it go and having tears of joy, you know, not holding on to that baggage anymore. That I think this creates some kind of shadowy element, this ending and this unfinished business, you know. Don't forget that Celtic knot did come through. Divine union, love of lifetimes, you know. Again, look, that card, 7 to 14 days. 24 as well. Number 6 is the number of Venus. Oh my God. So this is a big yes energy. So truly, autumn time could be important. The equinox I'm hearing as well. Culmination, abundance, time to move on from that past energy. And this just keeps coming through, but it's not actually come out on the table. So there's definitely something about within the next 2 weeks, there's a potential for this progression. But I think that it's going to, it's kind of like you're going to need to be in your strength here so that you can close out the old cycle in order to move forward with this now, okay? Let me quickly get some beautiful tarot. Okay, so Divine Masculine. Tarot for the Divine Masculine. Yeah, there's definitely a third person here that they had was happening. But they've been working on it. They've been working on that energy, you know, I'm hearing specifically close it out. Okay. They've had so much in the mix. They themselves, coming up as King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there. So they themselves, yeah, they've been focused on their finances, but they haven't been far, you know, in terms of watching in when it comes to this Divine Feminine, if you want to say it like that. That was a 10 of Cups. Oh my God, and the Ace of Cups I want to come through there, but the Moon, yeah, the Moon, they've got the Moon twice. Truly, when I say that their shadowy elements, their psyche has been played out in this third party energy, you know, and it could just be different people, by the way, you know, different people. Even themselves projecting onto others what they think they see, even with other people, you know. They've had to face it. Divine Masculine. What else? The Magician, yeah, that's come out again. So clearly that's for them twice now. So they definitely want to focus on this new journey and also putting into practice everything they've learned, like getting the tools together to really move forward. So yeah, the Hierophant, grounding down, stepping up. That's really important. Wow, they've really been having to learn. Yeah, Ace of Swords. This is like that conversation energy for me, but it's coming with the clarity of thought, you know. They don't want to repeat old patterns, but I think this is where they're trying to, it kind of holds them back sometimes because they're wondering if that's still there within them, you know, the shadow and they're behind the veil, you know, that kind of energy. Again, this could truly be addictions as well or something, you know. Especially if there's a third person, this particular card, you know, maybe there was some sexual energy that there was keeping, you know, sensuality was there as well. So they're very in touch with that side of themselves, but it's not been from a healthy space before, okay? Okay, more for this Divine Masculine energy. Okay, yeah, they've been putting in work, but it does feel like, even for them, it feels like they've been taking a while. I think they were watering the side of the grass or whatever that they thought would bring them more benefit, but they've been having to learn lessons in that side instead. The Star and then the Four of Wands. They've been preparing for this Four of Wands energy, for this beautiful divine union, this divine alignment. Part of me feels like they were half in, half out, even with their own healing journey here. You know, I think that they just didn't have faith and believe in it. But with that Star, you know, there's miracles. When that divine, that white feather, when those divine signs come through, that guidance, they're seeing it. They're seeing it. Okay, it's helping them to believe, to have faith, strength card. And the Ace of Wands, passion, mindful. This beautiful strength card. Yeah, this has been big for them. That's why I feel like that stage now where they truly want to communicate, because I feel like they're more confident to be able to express themselves, is what I'm hearing. Whilst honing in on that part of them that wants to go forge ahead, you know, impulsively. Okay, right, Divine Feminine. Okay, just at the bottom of the deck, there's a lot left unsaid here. It feels like this Divine Feminine energy has ruminated for a long time, you know. Really, what was left unsaid, you know, a lot of these different things, just problems. Yeah, the Ten of Wands felt the weight of this. That's why you felt that stuckness before that was coming through. You've truly felt the weight of this. It's like you felt like you were carrying this alone, you know, and that's so difficult when you feel like that. You just, because there's no physical proof, you know, that somebody else is there doing that too. The energy, the energetic work, the emotional work. It's not nice. This is probably that's why I was feeling the energy at the start. Like, I'm not sure how much you're going to want this, that reconciliation, forgiveness, you know, because I think there's so much left that made you feel like you were carrying so much weight, you know. King of Wands. And maybe I'm hearing that's what you saw somebody as, you know, that leader, that's someone who is in their courage, in their power, you know, that light and strength. They had it within them. But I think Two of Pentacles, you were left thinking, hold on a second, what? You know, you had to juggle this. You've had to juggle a lot, I feel like, in your life. It's not been easy for you. Divine Feminine. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. I feel like you've grieved this. Ace of Cups, you're ready for a new beginning from the heart, but I'm not sure if this is, you know, you remember you're grieving this. Okay. Oh my God, the Queen of Wands wanted to come through there, and Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Whoa. What's going on? It's kind of like you've reversed it, and you've not reversed it, you've, you know, redirected that energy, and you're putting it into yourself and seeing yourself as that light, seeing yourself as that courageous soul leader heart, you know. Beautiful. King of Cups, Nine of Cups. You want emotional stability. You're not afraid to shout about it. You're not someone who's going to settle, if you want to use that word. Nine of Cups, your heart's desires. You want somebody who comes through to you with their truth on the table, their heart, their ability to say yes, their ability to say I'm willing to do this, their ability to say, you know what, this is my emotional landscape. You know, even if they're still working on it. You know, not everyone's perfect. You yourself might have very much been quite your own way detached from that emotional space, like avoiding a lot when it comes to that. So what I mean is the vulnerability, because to have that conversation you need to be vulnerable, and whoever you're connected to, maybe there was someone who really needed to see that, even though they themselves weren't showing it. You know, it's like this, such a lack of communication here, so many misunderstandings. Okay, let's see. I'm hearing also maybe you had emotionally distant or detached father energy in your life. Masculine, prominent masculine. Okay, Divine Feminine. Oh. Okay. The Eight of Wands. Oh, then you've got the Three of Pentacles. Then you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So you're definitely open to communication. I mean, you did get that card as well. It's just about you being able to receive it, okay? It's about doing things together. You know, you're becoming more grounded in yourself as well. This beautiful Queen of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles, you understand what it means to hold that nurturing space, but you also need that safety in return. You need to know someone's accessed that space, that psyche that keeps coming through and isn't afraid of it anymore, isn't allowing it to just constantly so not puppeteering them. You know, you need to know that they're honing in on this and not just going to be led by impulse or by unhealthy emotion, okay? Oh my God, you've literally got the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Oh my God, you've both been so stressed about this. You've had so many, it's almost like just mentally this has not been healthy. But again, it's shown you what you need to address within yourself, why you were allowing yourself to, you know, put the expectation out there or whatever it is. You have to give yourself some kind of closure here. Connection, your connection. Okay. I think that Divine Masculine here really did have to learn through external parties. You know, I'm seeing that karma energy. Yeah, this is something that neither of you, this connection hasn't been let go of. You know, it's been in hanged man mode, you know. It hasn't been let go of. There's a lot of love here. There is. The Queen of Cups landed straight on the King of Cups. Wow. Death. It's going through transformation. It's had to end so that a healthier beginning can potentially come through with that springing into action card. Yeah, there was a walking away. There was a walking away. At the same time, emotionally, you never let go. You didn't let go. You know, you didn't. Queen of Wands. Wow, King and Queen of Wands. This is your connection, remember. It's almost like Justice card. It's been on pause. There's been, look at that, the Five of Pentacles. You felt the lack of each other's presence, the loss of each other, but also just, I think you both really felt abandoned in a degree, and I think in an emotional landscape you felt abandoned. This connection shining, and it's very authentic, it's very one of a kind, it's very in its own power, it has a leadership of its own. But that's what's all of that good, juicy stuff has been on pause. The fire and the passion in this connection being directed healthily has been on pause. Emotionally, it's just felt empty. I'm seeing the hay. I'm seeing the, almost like outbacks or something. Just complete, just empty, That's really sad because you have so much emotion for each other, but just not felt it, okay? Your connection. Also moving forward, your connection. Moving forward. Okay, Ace of Wands to the Two of Wands. Be mindful what's leading you, but definitely this new beginning, passion. It just keeps coming through. But this is what's going to allow this new path to come through. I do see a conversation here. I really do. And I think you're very attractive. You're certainly very attracted to each other, but I think that you know that it's beyond that. You're going to have to talk about this betrayal energy. What felt like a betrayal. And I don't even realise that it's a two-way thing. I don't think you realise it's a two-way thing. The Emperor. Whoa. So that's I feel like the Emperor coming out there. And then the Hierophant. It's powerful divine masculine energies. That's who needs to take the lead here. But I also think that both of you need to obviously find that inner yin and yang. Let's see what else. Connection moving forward. That's clearly on the Emperor's mind there. You know what as well, I've just heard 9-9 is important. And this emotional emptiness, this is something that this divine masculine energy needs to take it upon themselves to clear through, because they have been doing the work here. You're going to need to have those conversations to reawaken this with this judgment card that wants to come through, to truly rebirth this. You're going to have to be honest about what you've both been going through. I think this divine masculine energy has been going through some stuff that you wouldn't even expect here. To transition forward to calmer waters ahead, understanding that you're taking forwards what's happened and you're allowing yourselves to transmute it. Remember that healthy divine dark energies is transmuting. Okay, patience with each other. There's been a lot of patience for sure, but it's moving forwards, progress. Okay, let's get these cards. Yeah, the attraction, I said that. Very attractive, very attracted to each other. Making the effort, past life relationship. Great, love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Stay present in this. It's not about going back in the past and just allowing that, honeymoon could actually be going away somewhere together maybe, or maybe this truly was a honeymoon period, phase, when you came together, it was so short-lived, okay? Stay optimistic. Stay optimistic, worth waiting for. I think that's how you've been running on that energy, to be honest. Past life again. Separation. Oh, hold on, moving forward. Let's see. Let's just get confirmation with that. Has there been a relationship? Oh, no. There has been a separation now. You've been invited to give this a chance. Like I said, there's that energy of, you're not sure, Get some more clarity. Confirm that card. Yeah, forgiving and learning. Children. The inner children have been taking the reins. It could be something to do with a child, though. Okay, that needs to be spoken on. Okay. Express your love. It's safe for you to love. Playfulness. You're going to be bringing back that light-hearted approach once you truly clear what needs to be cleared. You can't just bring that and just act like the past never happened, or you need to create the safety. I think especially this divine feminine energy, she's not just going to allow, let's just be light-hearted and playful and flirty. Look at what's happened. We haven't even addressed it. Clearly, look at the weight she felt like she was carrying as a result of this. That's not something you just can start anew from, as if it didn't happen and then address it after. That's not how it works. You have to come in and address it. That's called taking accountability and doing things in a way where you truly can progress and not just put things on the back burner and just let them bury and do that in moon energy again, the psyche just festering. Okay, so it'll make sense to who it needs to. Divine masculine, animal, divine masculine. So, no way, this masculine is ready for this new beginning. It just keeps coming through a lot of fertility and sexual energies here again. Number one, new beginning, desire. Timid, a sudden, you won't know this about them. A sudden increase, they could be getting an increase when it comes to their finances as well. Clever, resourceful, fertility, multiply, sex and procreation. They could want a baby is what I've heard. Okay, but again, needing to speak on something could be important. Divine feminine. Oh, look, the swans. Twin flame card. If you believe, that you're on that journey, then, and it was trying to come through before, deep soul connections, could see yourselves as soulmates, blooming love, the one pair of things. You are like two peas in a pod, if you will. I think that maybe on a soul level, this is how you connected. You understood each other in ways that not anyone else has before. That attraction energy, it wasn't just physical. It's not just about the peas looking the same. It's about what's happening within. You might look very different, Divination could be that, again, that high priestess energy with that Venus card as well. It could be quite tapped in to your beautiful high priestess within. Okay, connection. I feel like that should be the connection card, really. Let's just see what comes out, and then we'll see if that was for the divine feminine or the connection. I think this is the divine feminine. That was the connection, because this has come out. Number 13, the elephants. Gentle, lucid dreams, keeping your wits about you. And I said that about the divine feminine. Being mindful and aware, right? Powerful, wise, trust, easily removing obstacles, telepathy, supportive. Wow. Okay, what else do you need to be aware of moving forwards? Okay, new romantic cycle at the bottom. Prosperity lies ahead. Have faith in your dreams. Nothing will come of this situation. I think maybe you've already pondering about that third person energy that someone's had to deal with. It's been their own karmic energies. Then you have to address what's happening within you to see what's true. So I think, oh my God, it just wants to come through. A new romantic cycle. Pretty. Stop telling yourself nothing's going to come of this. Have faith in your dreams. Okay. Hold your vision. Of course, you need those healthy boundaries. North and south node could be important. Don't let the past hold you back, literally. That's probably what it is. So you do need that safety. That's what that card came through. It is safe for you to love, but you're going to have to actually have that proof, which is why that came through before as well, They need to prove that they're emotionally, they're trustworthy, they're reliable, they're stable. And everyone has their stuff, right? But this is really about understanding that you're both, the intention and the aligned action, the emotion, the mind, you're finding the alchemy, you're aligning, you're understanding this. Leo card, confidence is your key to success. Important. Step out of your comfort zone. So I think you've actually taught each other to step out of your comfort zones, and it's going to continue until you truly have those, that energy of those vulnerable conversations with this express your love as well. That truly is about, it does say make the romantic gesture, but I think also it's just about allowing yourself to learn how to truly healthily express, okay? From a space where there's no, you're mindful of what impact it has on others as well, I'm also hearing divine feminine, if you are working on something, understand that is a process of arrival as well. Baby steps, okay? You've got this. Things will soon feel more unstuck. That prosperity that lies ahead. It could be kind of in synchronicity with this connection as well, because they seem to have come out together. So it's kind of have faith in your dreams when it comes to many different things. Stop telling yourself nothing will come of this. And that goes both ways, divine masculine and divine feminine. Watch how you're speaking to yourselves, self-love, self-expression. Quickly going to get some message cards from divine masculine, divine feminine, because I feel like a part of me feels like they want to say something, but okay, what does this divine masculine want to say? Ooh, okay, so we've got number 11. Don't be tempted to disconnect from source. Our connection to source is a love and healing will require for your reunion. So your divine connection is important. Of course it is, Okay, number 7, separated or together, we are working in tandem with each other. And I said that, the emotion and energy, you haven't seen it, but it's being worked on. Okay, specific message. Number 9, Don't judge this, just surrender. I know it's triggering, but from the higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing us closer to together, including the karmic energy that someone's clearly had to handle. Okay? It's a two-way thing. You both have karmic stuff that you have to handle. You know, it doesn't just have to be a romantic or whatever, you know. There's more to it. Higher purpose. Okay, number 6. Our destiny is calling. Preparations are underway to take the next steps. Beautiful. Okay, number 4. I want to talk to you, but I'm not sure I'm ready to share everything and give you the answers you deserve. Confidence is the key to success. Number 7, again, clear the illusions of the 3D world. Don't take everything at face value. There's a lot more going on spiritually and energetically than you can see. Remember that one? So I think this is where you felt so burdened physically. In the physical, you couldn't see what's happening. Time to release that. You know, of course, you know, you don't just forget what happened, my God, you know, and how it made you feel. When it comes to having faith in your dreams again, release that heavy energy. Number 1, oh, this is interesting. It says that they're not happy. Karma, behaviors, people, situations are playing a role in what's happening with them. Hard for them to see a way out. I think that actually, I'm going to get another one, but I do think there is something to be said about that. Because that was something about that's just been coming through throughout all of this. I don't know. I'm seeing it could even be family. I don't know. There's something about it. Number 6. I'm walking home to you. So they're walking away from that. They walked away from this, but they're coming back to this because you're both elevating. It's not coming backwards. You're both elevating, meeting each other in a better, like, more divinely aligned space, divine timing. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I am walking it. Oh my God. Let's get one more. Just keep wanting to get these messages for you. Okay. So, I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. 7s are important here. Romantic energy. It's beautiful. 2, I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. See how I really wanted to get 2 more, and they were both romantic messages. It's beautiful. And this card bomb is card of union. 7. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what these reasons are. They're remembering faith. The divine feminine, you hold that faith. Yeah, I'm not talking about any illusion, you know, stay grounded, be true to what's happening in your physical reality, but don't forget, you know, you're being guided the way you are for a reason. If anything comes through to, you know, make you come back into that savage mode or whatever, that's where this moon energy comes through. Check yourself. Clearly a new beginning coming, but how does this new beginning need to be handled? By both of you, this new beginning, how does it need to be handled? Slow and steady. 10 of Cups, hold your vision, have faith in your dreams, your emotional fulfillment, your story, your cycle, where finally is true happiness and joy, you know, where you can truly find bliss within yourself, in your reality, you know, that doesn't just come all sunshine and roses and bunny rabbits, rainbows. Slow and steady, wins a race. Grounded, you know, I'm hearing practical stuff. Yeah, okay, you know, bring some lightheartedness to it, but sometimes take your time. You don't have to reveal everything all at once. Yes, honesty, transparency, but just allow actions to speak for themselves. The energy speaks a gazillion times. Oh my God. 10 of Cups came out and the Fool. So this is a brand new beginning. And it's towards your emotional fulfillment. It might go faster than you're expecting. Even though the guidance, that's probably why the deck just split. Did you hear that? It fell to the floor, and look at what it split on. I can't even make this up. 11, we're coming into union. Oh my God. Magical. Love that. Okay, so begin slow. It'll probably end up going faster than you realise, but this is why you need to stay grounded. Be honest with what your values are. You need to align with your values here. You know, be honest about where you can meet each other. You know, what's still being worked on, or maybe you clearly do just have different perspectives and viewpoints and cultural upbringings and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, this leap of faith, this is like, you're not carrying lots of baggage with you. Yeah, you're carrying some stuff, and that 6 of Swords that came through before, yeah, you understand, you're still carrying the stuff that you went through together and individually, but you're choosing to do things differently. You have wounds, you have scars, but you want this to be way more, I just think that you want this to be brand new, you know, and you're going to need to allow this space for you both to have your evolved versions come through, so that this 10 of Cups can actually be materialized. Yeah, you have it within you to create this. I'm just going to get another one. Is there anything else? I feel like that's what you really need, but how do you need to approach this moving forward? 9 of Cups there. Oh, 2 kings here. I think this is about staying grounded. Page of Pentacles as well. Yeah, I think this is about little by little, no longer wearing kind of masks or whatever. None of this authoritarian approach, logic over heart, nor do the whole fantasy over the truth. Okay, it's kind of really finding that balance, that groundedness, but there is massive energy here. Allow divine masculine to lead. Big energies, and be honest about how that feels for you and what your boundaries are and what you are willing to commit to or whatever it is along the way, because they need to hear this. You know, there's definitely something about your abundant path that's going to be important. Okay, there's something about dependability that's so important. That's where that safe to love, I think that needs to come through for both of you in this connection, truly. Be mindful of when the walls and guards come up. Okay, it's going to be really important, because when you want to plant this seed, you want it to be not just carrying, it keeps wanting to come through, not just carrying the weight of the past anymore. Okay, so you've got this. Okay, sending love.